Yeah, hi everyone, Mr. Market here again. In today's video, I'm just going to show you an example from the textbook around how to do, or basically how to present some data into a frequency table. This is example one, and it's pretty straightforward, but this will help you with the questions that I've set today up on DayMap if you're in my class. And if you're not in my class, hopefully this is interesting at least anyway for you. So this example here says that 20 people were surveyed to find out how many times they used internet in a week. The raw data is listed. So there's 20 bits of data. Each piece of data represents the number of times that one person uses the internet per week. So you can see this first person here used the internet 21 times in a week. This person used the internet 19 times in a week. This person used the internet 5 times in a week, and so on. So I'm just going to be looking at example 1A, organising the data into a frequency table using class intervals of 10. And it says to include a percentage frequency column as well. So this example is actually already done for us. Okay, you've got class intervals of 10, so 0 up until 10, but not including 10, because 10 is then part of the second class interval, so 10 to 19 basically, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, and the last class interval will be 40 to 50. Okay, so taking the raw data from the original example we got here and putting that into this frequency table here. So how do we do that? So basically, you look at how many pieces of data fall in this first class interval. So between 0 and 10, but not including 10, so 0 up until 9. So there's two bits of, it tells us there's two bits of data that fall in that class interval. And they are this one here, so 5 and 2. Okay, so that's why that represents a frequency of 2 in that first class interval. Obviously, the second class interval, there's 8 bits of data. Maybe I won't point out those, but in this class interval here, between 30 and 39, there are 4 bits of data. So perhaps if I use a blue pen and I cross out anything that falls in that class interval between 30 and 39. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and miss one there, 4. So they're the 4 bits of data that fall in that class interval of 30 to 39. Okay. Now, in the questions that I've set, it's actually pretty easy. You're not actually going to take all this raw data and put it into a frequency table today. It's just about completing a frequency table. So I want you to actually copy the one that's in the question and put that into your exercise book and go from there. Now, to work out the percentage frequency, let's just look at this class interval. So between 20 and including up to 29, there is 5 bits of data. Okay, so let's probably use a grey one here. So there's 5 bits of data in that class interval, and we've got to work out, well, it tells us there already that the answer is 25%, but how do they get 25%? So we use the frequency, which is 5, divided by the total, which is 20, and multiply that by 100 to give us the percentage. Okay, so 5 divided by 20 is 0.25 times by 100 is 25. And that's 25%. And you'll see that 2 divided by 20 times by 100 is 10. And the 8 divided by 20 times by 100 is 40. Okay, so that's where those percentage frequencies are coming from. So that's what I want you to do. Finish the table, work out the percentage frequencies. Basically, that's all, I think, for question 3. But we'll use and we'll build on that in coming lessons, because we actually use frequency tables to then draw things like histograms. We won't do that today. If you've had a look ahead, you'll see that that's coming up in our next lesson. So bear that in mind, but the first skill is to be able to draw those frequency tables from a set of data. But today, it's just, I guess, completing a frequency table and working out percentage frequency, guys. So again, check DayMap. And good luck. If you've got any questions, please let me know through DayMap.